In this video, we will introduce the C++ vector class. Vector class is like a flexible size array. Please recall that when you use array, you have to give a fixed size. For the vector, you can add as many elements as you need. The size is automatically adjusted internally. It's just like the preceding video on the improved stack class. And when you put all elements into the stack, and the size can be automatically increased. So this vector has this capability. This is a generic class. When you use the vector, you have to specify what is the element type. So this is int vect, the vector, the element type is int. So these are some of the features in the vector class. The constructor, constructing an empty vector. This is to construct a vector with the specified size filled in with default values. This is the constructor. You specify the default value. Pushback is to add element at the end of the vector. Pop is to remove the last element from this vector and returns. This is the return type is void. Size is to return the number of elements in this vector. At this index returns the element at the specified index of this vector. Empty, test if this vector is empty. Clear is remove all the elements from this vector. Swap v2. Swap this vector with vector v2. For example, here we declare this vector object int with 10 elements, and all these elements are with the initial value 0. So for the vector, the initial value, if you don't specify, it's going to have a default value. For the integer is 0. You can also use the subscript operator brackets rather than using the at function. Here the at function is to return the element at the specified index, and you can use the brackets. So this is the brackets. This is very convenient. So let's write this example to demonstrate using vector. We're going to create a vector named int vector. So this is vector int vector. Now please note that you have to include the vector header file to use vector. Now you create an empty vector. This is the empty vector. So now you're going to push elements from this. I is from 0 to all the way to 9. So you are actually, this is I plus 1. So you're going to push 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10 into the int vector. Now we're going to display the numbers in the vector. So these are the numbers in the vector here. This is the all these numbers here. I'm going to use this int vector at I, or using a simple syntax is brackets I. Now we're going to create this string vector, push strings to the vector. And let's put another string into the vector is push back Norman to the vector. So here we're going to display all the strings in the vector. Now we create, we remove the last element from the string vector. Now we're going to swap v2. The v2 is empty. This v2 dot string vector. So now everything in the string vector is swapped to v2. So let's assign Atlanta to replace the first element in v2. You can do this v2 brackets. First element is brackets. This is the 0 and Atlanta. So let's display v2 now. So v2 is going to be the first one will be Atlanta, Houston, Austin, because we removed this puppet Norman. It's so this is only be 3 elements here. So this is Atlanta, Houston, Austin. That is all for this introduction to the vector class. We have more examples for vector class in the upcoming videos. See you in the next video.